What is going on, YouTube? We are back again, once again today, people. Today we are going to very quickly have ourselves a assets tier list. We gotta rate them up from triple S all the way down to D, and we gonna have some disqualifications. Okay, first NIKKE on the list, Alice, disqualified for obvious reasons, so we're not gonna go any more further. Ray,
no, God, please, no, no.
not much other explanation that I can give you, so let's move on to the third one. Signal, no need to tell you much else, no need to elaborate any further. The one we have next up in line is N102/Ann, I guess, so the same character. Yeah, the reason why I DQ'd her because it's the Paimon voice. Up next, we have Kilo. It's a robot, so I'm not even gonna bother. All right, next up on the DQ list is Troni. She does not belong in this list whatsoever, but I'm pretty sure she does belong in another one. The feat tier list, obviously. The last NIKKE on the DQ tier, I'm gonna play it safe, and I'm just gonna throw her in there because I'm not gonna take no chances. Our first candidate is already coming out strong out of the gate. We have Emma. Emma's skins across the board really keep her assets very consistent. There is no buffing to her assets. There's no nerfing to her assets. It's just constant. There's no change, but just different theme, and I love it so much. So right out the gate, we already have a double S, baby. Next in line, we have Privity, and this is already, for me personally, another heavy hitter, because across her skins, it does stay consistent, but there may be a little slight buffing, or maybe just her standard skin kind of like packs it in there. Very decent set of assets, so I'm gonna put her at double S. Next up, we have Polly. Granted, with all her standard skins, they are pretty much covering everything that's on the front there. There's just not really going on there, so she's gonna be our first character in the D tier. Next up, we have Miranda. She ain't showing no good, so she's back in the D tier with Polly. Next up, we have Brid. Honestly, very solid amount of assets. Bonus points for the little beauty mark on her left boob. Now, I'll have to put it at S tier. S is not bad. It's pretty damn good. Next up, we have Celine. I don't gotta explain much further. She's going to D tier. Next up, we have our girl, Diesel. I really can't bring it up to all the way to S, so I was gonna have to say at A. Next up, we have Vesti. There really is not much else to go off of because there's no skins for her yet, so I'm just gonna have to, out the gate, like very easily give her a C. Next up, we have Yunhua. Aside from Vesti calling her very small in the front in those earlier chapters, I'm have to take Vesti's word for it, and I'm gonna have to put her in the C tier with her. The Chuny washboard. So I'm just gonna, out the gate, without a second thought, give her the D tier. Up next, we do have Maiden. Now, across the board, her 3 skins, absolutely phenomenal. The asset size is consistent throughout each and every single skin, and I just have to give her a solid S tier. Up next is a little odd one here. We got D. If D was able to show off her assets as good as D Killer Wife did, she would have been an easy double S tier. Because her base NIKKE model does not show it as good as a D Killer Wife model does, she's gonna have to set at S. Helm. When I tell you, Helm is the perfect divine specimen across both skins and her summer skin. It is chef's kiss, perfect. You cannot do no wrong. This right here is a queen, better than the Rapture Queen herself. Now, my rating, you might find it biased, so she's gonna get the first triple S. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. Fight me if you want in the comments. I will stand on this hill and I will die on this motherfucker. Try me. All right, now we can get back on track. Up next, we have Neon. I'm immediately gonna put her in C tier. Reason why? Because her summer skin absolutely buffs the absolute living shit out of her. Up next, we have Masked. I'm going to give her an A tier. Up next, we have Marciana. I'm just gonna out the gate give her double S, not because of other reasons, you know. If I didn't give her this score, I'd be spanked. Next up, we have Curie. I'm gonna give Curie a A tier. Next up, we have Maxwell. I'm actually gonna give Maxwell an S tier. Not everything has to be ginormous, spilling out the clothes. It could be nice, tiny, and compact. Uni, don't need much explanation. We're just giving her a C tier. She ain't got no much packing. Up next, we got Litter. Now, ladies and gentlemen, when I tell you this character deserves to be on S tier for one reason and one reason only. It's about Volt. Volt, his drip is so damn good. My brother's all dapper and shit. He got a suit and tie. He is good to go. Pull the highs. Next up, Julia. Again, same thing with Maxwell. Doesn't have to be large, doesn't have to be too tiny, but it's just the right size and it's consistent throughout both her skins, her default and her ballroom. Overall decent package, give her an S. Up next, we got Senti. Another medium is premium. Now, I'm gonna give him an A tier. Drake is our second triple S on the tier list. On that maid skin, you can tell that there is something there. Even with the default armor, you can see there's something there, but that race skin though, it gives it that little freeing feeling with the meshes and it defines it. Soars through every other NIKKE and gets the triple S spot. Up next, we got Crow. So I'm gonna give her an A tier. Decent medium package. Up next, we have Pepper. She has to go in the C tier. Reason being, her default skin doesn't really help her show us her assets, but her summer skin does. So it leads me to believe she was sneak buffed, so you're getting minus points for that. Everything, perfection, from top to bottom. Doesn't even need the skin to even tell you how defined perfect this is. So without any further ado, last NIKKE. After this, over. Don't need to talk about any other ones. Too perfect. Triple S. Hell, might even give her a new tier. An X tier, all right? Video done, video over. See you guys next time.
FBI, open up!
All right, guys, I was joking, okay? Let's be fucking for real here. We're gonna have to give it a C tier. On to the next one. All right, next up we have Jackal. This one's gonna be on the fly here. Small frame, decent package, nicely packed together. So easy A tier. All right, up next we have Laplace, the walking definition of a stick bug. This will actually be our first B tier character. Up next we have Guilty. My goodness gracious, someone help her hold those up because those look damn near heavy. This is obviously an easy double S tier. Would let her crush my balls again. Got Sin. This is an easy A tier character. Up next we got Quincy. Easy S tier. It's contained, packaged, but it's almost on the verge of being free. Up next we have Tove. I'm gonna give Tove an S tier because she was low-key a sleeper. Like, you probably wouldn't be able to tell much from the back profile, but when you actually go in game and see what the goods she's packing on the front there, oh, you just get smacked in the face with that. So easiest S tier in my life. Up next, Epidel. Very quickly, belongs in the D tier. Up next we got Naga. This is an easy A tier character. More so, she lost points because both of her skins, like I said with other characters, if their only like theme is going for just like concealed cover, there's no variation from like freeing and open outfits, then it's gonna hurt their chances a little bit. Up next we have Tia. You guys are gonna hate me for this. I am not gonna argue with nobody. I'm putting Tia in the C tier list. She has way too much going on. It's kind of excessive for my tastes. Making a rebound from that, we have up next Eleg. She shoots straight up to the S tier because, come on, you press that interactive animation, she jiggles back and forth. It's like dangling keys in front of a baby. Up next, the newly featured character on the banner right now, Ein. I'm gonna put her in the B tier with Laplace because there's not that much not going on, which is obviously expected. Up next, we have Sugar. Now this one, me personally, is an underrated one. Bro, Sugar across the board is so consistent. Her first skin, gorgeous. Second one, freeing with a mesh, and at the same time remains consistent. And her default skin, bro, the default shirt that she has on with the Children of thing right there, Children of Anarchy, bro, that is the perfect look. Her skins across the board gave her so much more bonus points just because of how they were displayed and presented to us. Absolutely phenomenal. Easiest double S. Moving along with Exia, she's gonna get a clean C tier. Up next we have Blanc. Default skin, more free, nice packed together, still holds up pretty well. Her first skin contains it a little bit more, but keeps consistency. So easy S tier. Up next we got Noir. Oh, you motherfuckers are gonna hate me. I'm gonna give her A tier. It's just a little bit too much. It's free, which is very nice. There's no nerfing, no buffing. It's very consistent, but default skin, a little bit too much. Like, it's just one knock away from all falling out, spilling all over the floor. So, up next with Freema. It's mostly freeing, but we need some more skins that are more compact together to actually give them their definition. So, I'm gonna have to give her the A tier. Up next, we got Mary, baby. When I tell you, her default skin, immaculate. Funny skin, absolutely fantabulous. Mary Bay Goddess, summer outfit. Double gorgeous. Consistent throughout, whether it's contained or free. Automatic, triple S. Bang, bang, boom, done, dusted. Not even a second thought. Up next, Milk. Have to give her an S tier easy. Up next, we got Yulha. Only one skin to go off of, I gotta give it an A. Up next, we got Ludmilla. I'm gonna tell you this right now. Winter Ludmilla carried so hard, so I'm gonna have to give her S tier. Up next, Rupee. Now, I won't lie to you, I'm gonna have to give her an A tier because her bunny outfit and then her winter one seems like there was like a sizable asset buff compared to her default. Up next, we have Yan. Nicely, tightly packaged. Easy A tier. Up next, we have Dala. We're going to put her in the A tier. Her default skin keeps it all contained. Actually, really tightly. Barely noticed it, but then it all becomes free when you get her ballroom dress skin. If there was just more freeing outfits to actually show off her goods, I would have been a higher tier, but until then, stay at A. Up next, we have Novel. Across the board, very consistent, contained, compact skins. Easy A tier. Up next, we have Folkwang. Easy S tier. Up next, we have Sakura. I'm gonna give her an S tier. Up next, we have Viper. I'm gonna give Viper an S tier. She could have been a double S tier. Her summer skin kind of was her downfall. By looking like it was an amalgamation of her body with Tia's body. It didn't hurt her too much. It only just knocked her down one tier, and it didn't do more than one. So, all good in the hood. Easy Viper S. Up next, Coco. Easy D tier. Not much else to go on. All right, you guys might hate me for this one. Soda, I gotta give an A tier because the bunny outfit, it's way too much going on. So it's gonna get knocked down a couple pegs. If anything, this might be one of them that actually get knocked down 2 tiers. Up next, we have Biscuit. And we're gonna give it a B tier because, hey, you know what? B for Biscuit. Up next, we have Arya. We're gonna give her an A tier. Decent size, decently well contained, somewhat freeing at the same time. But we need more skins to go off of so we can give her a better analysis. Up next, we got Noise. Across the board, the easiest double S character on this list. The one that pushes her all the way up to double S had to be the 3rd skin. Up next, Volume. We're gonna give Volume an S tier. Up next, Rosanna. Far ahead on double S, the summer skin. Good lord, have you seen those bad boys? Up next, Nero. B tier. Up next, we got Anise. Default skin helps her solidify the S tier very easily. The one thing that hurt her chances was her summer skin, but I felt like they could have took a different route to help contain it a little bit more. All by that, we have Micah that belongs in the C tier. Up next, we have Leona. I'm gonna give Leona an A tier because like there's very little side asset action going on until we get some more skins where it can tell us what she's working with. She got to sit at A. Up next, we have Moran. Now, I'm gonna give her an A tier, but it could very well change if they were to ever give her a skin. Up next, with Aid on the S tier. We need probably more skin that would be more freeing for her and more compact. We need like a mixture of the both just so we could see what she's working with. Up next, Bae, because like there's the whole under action going on. It's contained, but at the same time, freed from down below. So, easy S tier. Play, similar case with like we have with Bae. S tier, the same thing. All right, now we have Snow White. You guys may be scratching your head for the tier I'm about to give her, but I'm gonna give her an S because something in me tells me that underneath that, all the like the white drab and all that stuff, there's gotta be a chiseled 6-pack washboard with a decent sized asset underneath all that she's just nerfing herself from the public to see. I'm convinced. I'm a believer, no Rapunzel. Up next, Isabel. Unless we get some skins for some more pilgrims, we can see them when they're contained and more free in a mixture of the two. S tier. We got Rapunzel. We have her in S tier. It's contained, but at the same time freeing, because it's more like a little like a bodysuit kind of thing going on. So you get that combination of the two. They go really well together. So easy S. Up next, we have Scarlet. Solid size. Not nerfed. Not buffed. The jiggle physics are kind of up there, but it won't hurt the chances too much. So across the board for those two, S. Up next we have Haran, combination of containment plus freedom. It's like a latex kind of fabric where it could stretch and go where it needs to go. So easy S tier. Up next is Noah. We have at the D tier. Now Modernia, S tier. Nihilister. I want her to ka-ching, 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 be into a damn pulp with those assets. Double S. Up next, Dorothy. We're gonna give her S tier, and totally not a Doro tax, okay? Red Hood. In one skin alone, you have half contained, half free. Easy double S. Following that, we have Crown. A, if they made it worthwhile to censor it, it's worth double S tier. Up next is Rappy. We're gonna give her an A tier. Her summer skin helped her out quite a bit with this. She probably would have ended up in probably the B tier maybe. Up next we got Delta. She's gonna be a D tier. Up next we have a sleeper pick here that belongs in double S tier. Mihara. Ether, we got her in S tier. We got a Belorda next. She's not sitting in B tier. B for Belorda. Up next we have Neve. Now this is a sleeper one. She skyrockets right away to double S because I didn't know this character existed in the game until I actually went to the Nikkepedia, and I think this unit is a winter exclusive thing. So hopefully they run this character back because I would love to have it. Soldier EG don't got much going on, so we're gonna put her in C tier. Soldier FA doesn't got much going on either. Have a rightful place in C. Soldier Overwatch. This is gonna go in the D tier. Product 08 is gonna belong in the D tier. Got Product 12 gonna end up in D tier as well. Product 23 gonna be in D tier along with the others. Idol Flower, I'm gonna have to give B. Really solid piece on display altogether for the assets. Idol Ocean, more contained, C tier. Idol Sun, immediate B tier, contained while also free at the same time, and decent size. And just like that, ladies and gentlemen, we are done with the tier list. If there were, for some reason, any characters I missed, aside from obviously abnormals, because I didn't want to grade the abnormals, it was kind of unfair, because they were coming from collabs from shows and video games, so I think it was like an unfair advantage. If you were absolutely infuriated with some of the tiers I gave some of these characters for their assets, leave them down in the comments. Make sure to like, subscribe if you liked the video. Have yourself a good one. See you guys next time. Peace.